And this is going to be the last trade video of the day, guys. Probably like the last trade video until the draft. We have the Winnipeg Jets sending Andrew Copp and a 6th round pick to the Rangers for 2 second-rounders, a 5th round pick, and prospect Morgan Barron. Now, I should say that these 2 second-rounders are conditional. The 1 second can become a 1st round pick if the Rangers make it to the conference final. And if that happens, the other 2nd round pick, I think, can move to 2023 opposed to 2022. So basically, that's how the trade starts. There are 2 second-rounders, plus a 5th round pick, 2023, plus prospect Morgan Barron. You can see he was actually a 6th round pick in 2017, and he's a decent prospect, like 22, 73, medium top 9, has been doing pretty decent in the AHL. So, like I said, say the Rangers do make the Eastern Conference Final, their 2022 2nd round pick here would become a 1st round pick, and they have the option to make the St. Louis Blues 2nd rounder a 2nd rounder in 2023, just to give them, a bit more balance in the draft. I think I mentioned how we've seen a lot of teams trying to balance out the picks between the years at this deadline. Now the Rangers get back Andrew Copp, who's a solid player, 27 years old, so he's still relatively young, 85 overall, 1 year left there at $3.5 million, so a pending free agent. I'm guessing either he told Winnipeg he wanted to go to free agency, or he told them how much money he wanted and they said no way, and they shipped him out, as they're currently not like a bad team. They also aren't guaranteed to make the playoffs. They're kind of like in no man's land there, where if they go on a crazy run, they could make the playoffs, but chances are they'll probably finish, 9th, 10th, or 11th in the West. So Copp here I think is a pretty solid player. Last you can see at 39 and 55. Right now he's producing about the same. Obviously he's in that top 6 with some awesome talent. Scheifele, Connor, Ehlers, Wheeler, like a lot of good players to play with. Dubois as well. Winnipeg I think is still going to be fine in terms of the top 6, especially with Perfetti on the way. So shipping out Copp there with a 6th round pick, I don't think it's the end of the world, especially if the Rangers do make the conference final and they get back a 1st round pick with everything else. It's going to look really good for them. So right here, looks like the value is on the Rangers side. We'll see what the Jets say here. Again, difficulty guys is always on medium. And Winnipeg rejects that. Quite far off value-wise, even though the value is actually on our side. So we'll pretend that the Rangers do make the Eastern Conference Final. It'll be a 1st, a 2nd. And actually, guys, I just reread it. The other 2nd round pick, it's up to Winnipeg if they want it in 2022 or 2023. So if the Rangers do make the conference final, they'd probably rather hold off and take 2023 2nd round pick. Hope they, have a misstep and miss the playoffs the next year. So a 1st, a 2nd, a 5th in Barron for Copp and a 6th. I feel like the Jets have to say yes to this one. And they do, okay. And as you guys look, the Rangers team, not only after the Copp trade, but after all the trades they made at the deadline. So they still have Kreider, Zibanejad, Lafreniere on the 1st line. I've got Kakko on the 2nd with Strome and Panarin. Copp on the 3rd line with Hedl and Vetrano. I think Vetrano's playing 2nd line right now while Kakko's injured. Maybe Copp could go to the 2nd line. I feel like you'd probably want to get him more ice time after everything you gave up for him. Tyler Monte on the 4th line they traded for. Playing with Goodrow and Hunt. Defensively here, Lindgren, Fox, Trouba, Miller, Nemeth, and Braun. They just got Braun from Philly. Goaltending-wise, of course, Shesterkin going to be the best in winner. They're starting goaltender there. Yorgiev backing him up. And next, I'm just going to give you guys a quick look at Andrew Copp as a member of the New York Rangers. He's another guy who's been with Winnipeg his entire career. This is his first time being traded. So there you have Copp. I guess the game face isn't terrible. Number 9 on the Rangers. I feel like that doesn't look too bad, as the Jets do have similar colors to the Rangers. So next year, guys, we'll try this trade from the Jets' perspective. And look at this, guys. As you can see here, the Rangers interested in both Copp and the 6th round pick. They have the 2nd and the 5th on the block, not the 1st. So obviously, we're going to ask for the higher end of the conditional pick first. If they say no, we'll then lower it. I'm thinking they'll say no here for the 1st and the 2nd, and they do. So we'll switch that now to just 2 seconds, at which point I feel like they'd probably say yes. And kind of similar to the Fleury trade, that shows that the conditional pick was probably right on value-wise, where they're saying yes to the 1st, no to the 2nd. So you're meet in the middle there, the conditional 2nd that could become a 1st. So right now, Barron 2 seconds and a 5th for Copp and a 6th. The value's still on the Rangers side, but maybe they say yes to this. The trade rejected. Okay, so in game EA feels like, the Jets won this trade, getting a really good return for Andrew Copp. Now, I don't think this video is going to be too long, guys, so I wanted to look at one more trade in this one. The Colorado Avalanche got Artturi Lehkonen from Montreal Canadiens for a 2nd round pick and Justin Barron. I feel like the Montreal Canadiens did amazing here. Obviously, Lehkonen's a solid player. He's actually having a really good season right now. But the return they got from, there's just no way you can pass that up. You can see here, Lehkonen 26-79, medium top 9. He's probably more of an 80, maybe an 81. But still, like I said, the return they got here is just great. You get Barron, who just got drafted 1st round 2020. Late 1st round pick, but still, I think he's definitely going to be an NHL defenseman. And on top of that, too, they got 2024 2nd round pick. So, again, the return there for, a 3rd line winger. Montreal did great. I do think they'd retain 50% on this deal in order for it to work the Avalanche. And you gotta love this, guys. I'm taking Lehkonen off their team. So they're actually dropping in cap, and it says Montreal will be over the league maximum salary cap if this trade goes through. I don't even know what to do. So I just turned the salary cap off, guys. As you can see here, the trade value is so far on the Avalanche side. honestly, this might be the most lopsided trade I've seen yet in game for like a deadline deal. Like, that's just crazy. Lehkonen they basically see as like a regular replacement forward, second round pick, and Barron. A great return from Montreal. Obviously, they're going to say yes. And after their deadline deals, here's an update look at the Avalanche team when healthy. Obviously, Landeskog's out right now. Also, they're missing Girard on defense, but this team looks stacked, especially that defense. Once they get Girard back, they're going to be tough to play against. So, let me know, guys, which team you think won the trade in regards to the Copp deal, Winnipeg or Rangers. Also, I'm curious who you think was the biggest winner of the deadline, as well as the biggest loser. Let me know in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed this one, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the sub button down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.